大家好，我是世界文化网的胡毅。今天很高兴在这里跟海法集团的 CEO Motti 先生进行一次对话。我们希望通过这次对话，了解海法最新的价值观和发展理念，同时也希望透过 Levin 先生的视角，带来他对行业发展的洞见，以及像海法这样的领军企业对未来的看法和期许。Okay, Mr. Levin, very glad to invite you here for the interview.
Thank you very much, Eva. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you just come from the IFA Fertilizer Conference. What did you find the most interesting topics there? How do you see the current status of the agriculture and the crop nutrition industry?
Well, the IFA in Singapore was another very successful event where all the marketplace gathered together to exchange views and to get better understanding of the trends. After 2 difficult years in the fertilizer industry, starting in 22, where prices of raw material started to skyrocketing, and that had a very negative impact on the demand and the willingness of growers to build inventory and really to serve the fields as required. Then it followed by 23, which was started with the top prices, heavy inventories, which are all based on expensive raw material. And then throughout the year of 23, the prices started to deteriorate, and then the demand started to pick up. So if we take the last 2 years before this IFA, these were tough years. And luckily, what we realized during this convention is that year 24 started with stabilizing of the prices in a reasonable level, much lower than a year ago, a bit higher than the pre-pandemic prices. Though this stability gives a lot of confidence to the marketplace. So we do see the demand picking up in most of the territories. So this is generally the message which the industry is analyzing. Obviously, it was also dealing a lot with the sustainability, with the food security issues, gender issues. There was also an interesting session about gender in our industry. In general, it was a very fruitful convention.
Yes, I agree with you. We had almost 2 years tough time for the industry, also for the company. So we all know that we are in an uncertain political and economic environment. So for the company, how do you think companies should adjust their strategies to handle this challenge? Though you mentioned that we have come back to a normal level 2024, but still a lot of uncertainty.
Yes.
So, I mean, how to manage risk, seize opportunity, stay resilient, and keep sustainability?
These are key questions. Many players are asking themselves these questions. There is no one certain answer, to be honest. I can tell you about Haifa that even in the mid of this crisis, when we compare, let's say, 23 to 22, there were not much of a change in terms of the demand for Haifa products. We didn't lose sales compared to 22. Actually, 23 and 22 were quite similar. And when we are benchmarking ourselves to other players in the market who report, so we can see the result, we see that in 23 there was a reduction of between 15 to 20% in quantity. So as far as Haifa model, it has been presented the strengths. If I need to analyze what is the reason for this stability for Haifa, even in the hard days, because we are working mainly with through distributors. We managed to build a brand which is well known globally. Our supply chain is relying a lot on distributions and distributors, local distributors. We are selling in more than 100 countries, and we have thousands of distributors. These distributors are well experienced with the technology of Haifa, with the products, with the brand, even with the pricing. So, source of stability, even in hard days, is really how to choose your business partners. And we are very proud to have strong business partners who are knowledgeable about the Haifa solutions and products. And it's seen also here in China. So we are working here since 1994, 30 years now, with the same distributors in different provinces. So I can't give a generic solution to everybody, but I can assure you that once people are sticking to the core competence and they're presenting loyalty to the distributors and to the business partners, they are overcoming even tough days.
I got it. That means the brand of Haifa over 100 countries through your partners help support the sustainability of Haifa's development.
Exactly, and I must say these partnerships have proven the group's strengths along the years in many occasions. You know, there are good years, there are less positive events which any company need to overcome, and together with our partners and based on the strong brand and top quality of products, we are used with overcoming these kind of constraints.
Okay, regarding the brand of Haifa, I mean, in my mind, Haifa used to be a specialty fertilizer manufacturer and then an integrated nutrition solution provider. So do you think the label still fit the company? And how would you describe Haifa now, its current position in the industry and the value it brings to the agriculture?
So you almost described the evolution of the company. We started back in the 60s by developing a process. Starts with ammonia. And ended up with a fertilizer we call potassium nitrate. That was the first water-soluble fertilizer which was applied through drip irrigation systems. Both systems, both methods were invented in Israel back in the 60s. On one hand, the micro-irrigation methodology, equipment, and on the other hand, the water-soluble fertilizer. So we started as pioneers of this industry. But to come with one product or one group of products is not enough. By adding more and more agronomy know-how, Haifa built a very diverse portfolio of products, which is very customized per crop, per territory. Customized solutions, because, you know, apples are growing differently in Brazil or in Israel or in Hungary, and because the conditions are different. So we have solutions to each one of these needs. The same about capsicum, the same about potatoes, the same about cherry tomatoes. So we have in our basket, in our portfolio, more than 400 different types of blends of fertilizers. It's not only the potassium nitrate, it's the entire vast, but it's not enough. What we are developing in the last several of years, a diverse platform of biostimulants. Biostimulants, you know, are the vitamins of the crops.
Okay, right.
So we are adding to the nutrition also biostimulants in micronutrients, but it's not enough. As the world is in the mid-set of technological revolution, Haifa acknowledged the fact that it must be a player in the farm management technologies. So in the recent years, we are keep investing in starting from different type of fertilizing programs, which are given free of charge to our growers. And the recent invest was in a startup, Israeli startup, which its trademark product is CropTune. This is an application which enables the grower to take 2 photos of a leaf and immediately process through the algorithm what is the level of nitrogen in the leaf, what are its needs to add or to reduce. In a later stage, it will be also add other features like irrigation, like plant protection, obviously online ordering, and guess what? At the end of the day, it will be also become a calculator of carbon savings. So this takes us from only to a grower interest to the cooperative interest, to the government interest, because at the end of the day, everybody, all countries are signed on treaties of carbon savings, and they made the commitments. So governments would like, through the big data, to understand what practically is happening in the soil. In China, in the Chinese soil, by aggregating all this big data. So we believe that the future of a company like Haifa must lay in a comprehensive solution, holistic solutions, which will enable not only nutrition, not only vitamins, but at the end of the day, it must be aimed to food security, because you get more yield per hectare, longer shelf life by reducing the usage of water and reducing the usage of minerals, minimizing the pollution. All this in a very sustainable way. So food security in a sustainable way is our mission for the future.
See. So I have some idea about this third neighbor of Haifa.
Yeah.
From the integrated nutrition solution provider to agriculture resources management expert. You will manage all the agriculture resources to make it to be used efficiently. Less water,
less minerals,
less
pollution,
more yield, best, good quality food.
Exactly.
Yeah. To management expert of Haifa is a new role for the agriculture.
You define it better than me.
Thank you. Anyway, you mentioned biostimulant. So that's a very hot topic.
Yeah.
So many in the industry see biological products as the next frontier of crop nutrition. So as the leading players, Haifa also share this view. So what role do you think biological products will play in the crop nutrition, and how much important this business for Haifa?
At the end of the day, you made a great question, because I have an immediate answer. You touch exactly the point. Haifa's mission is to create the right environment for the crop to yield more by making a precise nutrition and create the right environment around the crop. Biological solutions, which we are investing a lot in, and already answering your question, biological solutions are meant mainly to create the right environment in the soil, around the roots. We invest a lot. We have a special department for biological solutions within our R&D center. We believe that around the year, we'll be able to launch the first biological product, which will be added to our biostimulants group of products.
Okay, that's great. So you will invest, have more invest on biological?
Yes, we started from recruiting biologists to our R&D. That was a few years ago. We are already in the research of biological solutions. We believe that we have the right platform now to start to launch the product line.
It is included in your recently launched 2024 5-year plan? Well,
the 5-year plan was launched 3 years ago, actually. We are already in the mid-set of executing this plan.
Okay.
This plan consists heavy CapEx investments within our factory to expand the production capacity, to improve the infrastructures, to make them much more sustainable, including railway extension into the factory, railway terminal, warehouses all over, everything is covered. We have a commitment to our board of directors that by 2030, more than 50% of our energy will be based on renewable energy. So we are building a huge photovoltaic field next to the factory. So this plan, the 5-year plan, which you mentioned, is already rolling out. We are in the middle of establishing, actually not middle, we are 80% in progress of building a new ammonia plant, which will produce blue ammonia. The photovoltaic field will feed with renewable energy the ammonia. That's why we call it blue ammonia.
Okay.
We will also structure a CO2 plant to capture the carbon and to use it for aqua farming activities, which will go then to protein extraction factory. So if you defined before the evolution of the company, I can define it slightly different from the sun energy to the plate. We will have this vertical integration within our factory in Israel.
Oh, see. So you say that two, revolutionary technology. You mentioned soluble fertilizer micro irrigation 70 years ago when launched. They were seen as a revolutionary innovation. So look back over the years. What were some of Haifa's important innovation at different stage of its development? You also mentioned some, when you build the plant, you have some...
Yeah, I'll give you 2 recent examples from China, which emphasize, first of all, we were the first one to come with water-soluble nutrition to the cotton.
To the cotton.
And we broke records of productivity in the cotton here in China, just by implementing water-soluble methods in the cotton fields. So this is one evidence of the development which Haifa made even here in China. Next to that, another great example is foliar nutrition made by drones in the rice fields. These experiments took place here in China with amazing results. So these are examples, and there are others, of how a company which started from producing one product developed itself to foliar, to spray from drones, which is a super technological solution. And we are very proud of this evolution.
Oh, see. So you mentioned that you have some achievement in China. So I know that Haifa has been working closely with the China Academy of Agricultural Science for a long time, doing a lot of local research and trials. So you just shared some examples
exactly.
how this experience and data have helped Haifa create solution for the unique need of China. It's a very impressed story. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Look, to make these achievements, you cannot be alone. After all, we are away from our mother country. So we have here a very dedicated team of locals who are running Haifa operation in China for many years, headed by Ms. Shirley Peng, who is working with us from the very first beginning. We have these research institutions here in China. We are getting a lot of collaboration with our distributors, field trials. So it's not Haifa success only. We have partners here, and we feel very comfortable in China.
Yeah, this is a very good localization stories in China. So you have very good teams here. Also, can Haifa copy such models, methodology in some other countries?
Well, this is actually the story of Israel as a country which is known as a startup nation. Startup in a sense that we have a lot of focus on technology. And because the domestic market is very small, we are going out of Israel to spread the news, to spread this technology, to share the knowledge with other countries. The same applies to Haifa. Haifa started back in the 60s as a governmental initiation. It was privatized by the time, but since the local market, the domestic market in Israel is very small, we're talking about a country of 20,000 square kilometers, that's all. It's smaller than New Jersey and the size of Slovenia. So the domestic market needs are limited. We are using this method of expansion everywhere else. Now we have 18 subsidiaries. Haifa China is one of them. There are other 17 from Colombia and Brazil to Australia, South Africa, West Europe, Turkey, 18 subsidiaries. Each one of them is a front line for a regional distribution. They sell to distributors, and they support the distributors with technological experts and front warehouses, etc., etc. So our diversification is quite similar to what we are doing here in China. So it doesn't really matter what is the language the local people are talking, as long as we can find the good partners, the good intentions, and the willingness to collaborate with us.
See. So I think the key to copy such success model is knowledge, education.
And willing to share the knowledge.
Yeah, willing to share. So on the side of Haifa, is willing to share the knowledge and willing to educate the market and to establish the strategical distributors channels with local people and market.
Certainly. Eva, I welcome you and also the audience. Surf into Haifa website. It talks 14 languages, including Chinese. It is loaded with information, with results of field trials, with researches, obviously descriptions of all the product and the range of product line. We are providing this information free of charge. Everybody can surf into the website. Everybody can learn what we are doing, how we are doing. By the way, including competitors, and they do it.
Including competitors,
because our basic value is knowledge sharing. Remember, we were the pioneers in this world of water-soluble fertilizers. We have a lot of confidence. We have strong partners. We have a lot of confidence in our brand, in our ability, because we are keep investing. We are keep maintaining our advantage on what is happening in the market. We will always be in the front line of this industry.
Oh, see. So this time, it's you come back to China after nearly 5 years.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah, too long. What plans do you have for during this visit?
Yeah, unfortunately, It's a short visit. I just took I had to be in the IFA in Singapore, so I said, okay, I'm already in this time zone. I will pay a visit to a few of our distributors to meet the local media, and obviously to meet our dearest Haifa China team. So it's a short one, but I already agreed with Mrs. Peng that next year in one of the local convention, I will come again, and hopefully I'll be able to tour around, to see the activities in my eyes, not only in Beijing.
Okay. Do you feel some changes about China's agriculture? I mean, China is making a big push towards high-quality, efficient agriculture, especially through the Digital Agriculture Initiative. So Haifa has been operating here for over 30 years. So how do you see the new opportunities by the new policies of agriculture?
You said rightly, China is very advanced in general in terms of technological mindset. And this development has nothing to do directly with Haifa, but it just happened that Haifa is developing itself in the same direction.
Same direction.
So
great.
There is a great opportunity that at the national level, and Haifa as a market leader, which is pursuing towards farm management technologies, will link the interest, and this is something that is raised in all of my meetings with our distributors. I must say that the level of openness and willingness to study is something which is a world record, and the willingness to adopt new methods, to adopt the biostimulants, the biological solutions, and the technology is really, the opening of the market is amazing. It's not a surprise, but it's always struck me when I talk with local distributors and growers. It's a great progress.
Oh, see, may I have an idea of what percentage of the Haifa's sales from China last year?
Too little.
Too little?
Too little. This is why we are investing in expansion of our factories. $700 million in our main factory. $700 million.
$700 million
to expand the capacity, to expand the infrastructures. This is our commitment to ensure the growth in different territories like China. You know, 50% and more of Haifa sales are concentrated in the EU markets. This is a historical thing. But we recognize China, India, Brazil as growing engine for Haifa future. And this is why this expansion is meant mainly to serve this client. We are lucky. We are one of those only few lucky companies where the demand is much greater than our ability to produce. This is the honest, and we are always, throughout the history of Haifa, dealing with allocation. Oh, how much China will get, how much Netherlands will get, how much South Africa will get. I can say, oh, I'm a very lucky CEO, I can go to sleep. But this is not a business orientation. We want to fulfill the demand, and we want to do it in the most sustainable way, without any issues about availability, no issues about quality, to be always present in the market. So, to answer your question, it's the past sales are too little. Our plan is to allocate more inventory here, to be much more available in different provinces, and to ensure that the demand for Haifa product here in China will be fulfilled.
Oh, I also have confidence that Haifa can achieve such goal in the next several years. So you also mentioned that Haifa's next strategical market, like India, China,
and Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. So we noticed that Haifa acquired a company in Ecuador in 2024, and recently signed a cooperation agreement with the Indian fertilizer company in this May. So these are all emerging markets you think will have a strong demand for crop nutrition in the future.
I must be honest, I don't like the definition of emerging markets because it's kind of, I think that these markets are very respected markets. They are great growers. I think that China, as I said before, has a great potential. We need to ensure that the new capacity which we are going to produce will be channeled to these territories to ensure that our clients in China, in India, and Brazil, and elsewhere, their demand will be fulfilled. I'm not sleeping quietly when I know that we are making allocations between territories, because that means that not all requirements are fulfilled. And this is not the right business philosophy in my view. We have a strong brand, we have a super strong distribution channel, we have a great products, range of products. We must fulfill the demand. And this is practically the $700 million of investment, if you can call it, the way we are committed to our clients. This is a level of commitment which we are presenting to our client base worldwide.
I agree. You are really a lucky CEO. So a lot of industry are in the condition of the overcapacity. So the supply is much more than the demand. But
it is an investment of many years by Haifa teams along the years. This strong brand was not born in one day. This amazing distribution channel, this partnership with our distributors, these are things which didn't come with me 6 years ago to Haifa. These are things which, this is evolution of a company. Our role is really to ensure that this leading position will remain, that the demand for quality products will remain. Our nowadays philosophy is to be a leader and partner of governments with the food security target that everybody has, because we understand that this world, which is with the growing population, with the growing demand for food, requires solutions which were relevant in Israel back in the 60s. This is why the Israeli agtech is so innovative, known for its innovation. Because the state of Israel was dry, small, on the edge of the desert, climate problems, exactly like the world is facing now. So back in the 60s, nobody spoke about food security, nobody spoke about sustainability. These are modern terms, but everything that we invented back in the 60s is relevant now. So we are now your partners, and also the government partners, achieving these goals.
Yes. So 70 years ago, Haifa faced the same tough situations. So now
the state of Israel. Haifa is part of the solution.
Yeah. So now we have also faced the same situations. It's no problem. We can, based on our principle, to serve the agriculture with better quality products, we can face such challenges.
Indeed, mainly based on the precision agriculture. You have to understand what is the crop needs and supply its needs, not to over-fertilize, not to over-flood with water. These are all practices which are the source of all the pollutions. They are not relevant anymore because there are droughts. The earth is giving us signs. There are fires, there are earthquakes. There are droughts which are creating movement of population. So the world is going to face geopolitical issues. It's not only the hunger in some of the territories. We are going to see a shift of people from one country to the other. It's already happening, from Africa to Europe. And all these things are not coming without explanation. Food, water, these are the main reasons. And if will adapt, everybody will adapt the precision agriculture method, at least when it comes to fruit and vegetables, the humanity will solve its problem. There are other issues that need to be solved, but we are dealing in our niche, which is agriculture. We believe that the experience that we gained in Israel 70 years ago, and we keep developing, is relevant, and therefore it makes our precision nutrition as the practice that we believe that everybody must to adopt.
You use the word precision agriculture, and also in some other companies, they use the digital agriculture. So is there any difference in your mind?
These are the same. These are the different dimensions of the same thing. Because at the end of the day, what precision agriculture needs is a basket of solutions, which will provide the exact needs of the crop. Now, it can come from fertilizer, it can come from plant protection, it will come from irrigation, it comes by digital farm management solution. It can come with different type of measures, which are, at the end of the day, the variances of the same formula, precision agriculture.
So in crop protection industries like Bayer, BASF, Shenzhen, they also have their digital agriculture platform. I mean, platform is integrated a lot of agro input products into this product instead of some nutrition product or protection product. So Haifa also have the plan to establish such platform to integrate more products into your solutions to serve the industry.
Yeah, so I described before the crop tune. The crop tune originally meant to identify the level of nitrogen in the leaf, and from there to cut conclusions for the nutrition. But it is a digital solution, a platform of which you can add features. You can add feature of pesticides, you can add feature of irrigation, you can add calculators of carbon savings.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it will turn to be a control tower for all aspects of farm management. This is why we fall in love with this development, with this technology, and we practically, after investing in this startup, it ended up that last year we bought the entire company, and now we can expedite its development.
Still in the development?
It is still in the development stage. There are some areas where it is already practicing, but in general we are expediting the development, yes.
Have some trial in some countries?
Oh yes, and it's super successful, super accurate. You have to add more crops. It's based on artificial intelligence, which based on a lot of experiments, and so it takes time. Also to add features, it takes time, but eventually that will become the real platform for farm management.
Very expect this product can launch in China quite soon. In
China you have your regulations to make adjustment to Chinese hardware and software systems. Sometimes require some creativity and the technological work. We will do it, and we'll do everything in our power to ensure that the Chinese growers will have this tool available for them as well.
Oh, yes. The agriculture industry is experiencing a huge changes with new technology and new conception emerging. So as a leader of Haifa, so how do you envision the company's future in the wave of change?
We have to be very determined and very focused on these challenges. Our experience as Israelis, we live in a country which is small, and there are so many challenges in different aspects of life around us. We have shown that it is good to dream, because from dreams you come eventually with the solutions. We are very creative. The Chinese agri sector is very creative. We have to be determined, and we have to be creative, and to be very focused on our missions. So everything is achievable.
What role do you think Haifa will play in driving forward the sustainability of the whole industry? I mean, not just for the company. So Haifa need to play an important role for the industry.
As far as sustainability you ask, we established a strategic study a year and a half ago. And we built a plan which touches every aspect of Haifa activity and actions. We made targets which must be applied by 2030. This is our commitment as the management. 2030. We made a plan which was presented and approved by the board of directors. That means that we made a commitment to our board of directors for a long list of actions, which you can call them sustainability or ESG. That includes, I'll give you a few examples. I said it before, 50% of the energy needs will be supplied by renewable energy by 2030, compared to the base year of 22. More than 30% of our packaging will come from recycled material.
Okay.
Employment of elder people and people with disabilities. There is also a target of this social, and of course, corporate governance, etc., etc. At the end of the day, Haifa is going to be a role model of sustainability in this industry, because we are not talking only on the product range, which produce more with much less water, and much less pollution.
Yeah.
We're talking also about how we produce, how we distribute. We just in the last stage of establishing a railway extension into the factory, and now we are finishing the terminal, just to avoid movement of trucks. I was talking about the photovoltaic field, which will supply the energy needs of the blue ammonia factory. Next to that, there's going to be a CO2 carbon capture facility. We will have also, we signed a contract with a company to develop a very big farm of spirulina. And then next to that, there will be also a factory to extract the protein out of the spirulina and to take it into the food industry. So imagine yourself a factory which starts from the sun, it ends up in the plate, and it's all in the same place. This is a vertical which, as much as I know, doesn't exist in the industry. So hopefully you will pay us a visit in the future. We'll be able to present to you a vertical which is really exceptional.
So that means sustainability is not just you can produce something, but how you produced the product.
Exactly.
Like the agriculture, the challenge of the agriculture is not just produced food, but to produce food in a sustainability way
Exactly.
to produce the food.
Exactly. And for us, to sell the 25 kg bag of different polyfeed to a client, this is just the beginning of the story, or the mid of the story. The beginning is by capturing the energy from the sun and influence all the production chain until this bag is delivered to the grower. And the grower will know what to do with that, otherwise he will not buy it. And if he will not know, our agronomist will come and educate him how to do it.
Okay, so mid story is 25 bags to the farmers, but it's not the end.
It's not the end, exactly.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting story about Haifa and Haifa's story. Yeah, I think you have answered all my interest. Sustainability, digital agricultures, Chinese market, and innovation, technology, market expansion, interesting. And about your 5 years plan. Yeah. I would like to have some more information about this plan, your investment. So you mentioned $700 investment.
$1 million, yes.
Yes. What specific project will the investment be funding? You mentioned the production side and also the digital, that company you buy the...
Yeah, $700 million is only CapEx. It doesn't include this investment.
Okay.
We invest more, but $700 million, we have other factories in France, in Canada. We produce based on toll manufacturer, subcontractors in different regions. Excuse me. But the main production site is in Israel, and this is where we are investing $700 million over 5 years. Now, this consists the following. First of all, production expansion. As I said before, there is a high demand for Haifa products. We want to solve this matter, so we are expanding the production capacity. And we're investing in different type of plants. We recently finished a fully automated blending site. We call it Polyfeed, where 50% of every blend, around 50%, is potassium nitrate. But we're going to establish another blending facility with the same, fully automated by the same Dutch company to enrich the potassium nitrate. So the ratio will be 95% of potassium nitrate with 5% of micronutrients, biostimulants, and other materials which will enrich the potassium nitrate. So these are examples of, and of course, we will add another plan to increase the capacity of potassium nitrate. So these are examples of expansion. The other investment which we manage separately is the blue ammonia factory, which includes the ammonia plant and the photovoltaic field. Because there is so much of expansion, we have to invest also in infrastructures. I mentioned the railway extension, railway terminals, warehouses, everything is going to be covered. We have also regulatory investments, which are required by the government, by the Ministry of Environment. So we recently finished to invest in RTO. This is a system which captures all the emissions from all over the factory. Like we have 10 kilometers of pipes just to channel all the emission into one center where we are taking care of the emissions. We are now adding another 100 dunams to the factory for future expansion. So all these are within those $700 million, and it's all in that site. To summarize, this is our $700 million. This is the price tag of our commitment to the markets. This is there to emphasize how committed we are to fulfill the market needs, not only China, including China, but not only. So at the end of the day, once this 5 years plan will be accomplished, this will be the best practice of circular economy, of vertical integration factory, starting from the sun, ending with the plate, the most modern, the most sustainable production capabilities. And luckily, our clients, our business partners will keep voting for us also in the future.
Okay, so how many factories, facilities to produce in the world?
So we aggregated all the chemical processes into one main factory in the south part of Israel. We have two other owned factories in Canada and France, which are mainly dealing with coating of materials and blending materials. We have other semi-industrial activities in other parts of the world, together with partners. We are buying services from different blenders, but it all under a very tight quality inspection, which is coming from Israel, and it's part of the group.
Some companies is doing establishing their new facilities under the principle near the market, near your clients. So where is your, do you have plan to establish or cooperate with some blenders in China?
It's an interesting question because this is exactly what we are doing now in Brazil. We're establishing a factory in Brazil. China is certainly a place that we will consider in the future. We want to see how the development of the processes which we are already conducting are well received here in China. And who knows, maybe in the future it will happen here in China. That will be a good reason for me to keep coming to visit this lovely country.
Yeah, I agree. I expect to see more and more times.
Thank you very much, and I expect you to come to visit us in Israel.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Mr. Nevins. So thanks for your time out of your busy schedule for this interview. I think it is really a beautiful interview, and which will bring to our global readers with valuable first-hand information and insight. Thanks again, Mr. Nevins.
Thank you, Ms. Eva. It is a pleasure sitting here and talking with you, sharing with you what we are doing. I want to thank you, first of all, for you and your team's effort to come here and interview me, and also for the room you gave me to share what Haifa is doing with your readers. Thank you very much.
Thanks.